knew him as President of Brazil. He was a good man.
Well, shifting focus to Brazil, former Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro has been convicted, with the ruling sharply dividing Brazilians right now. Bolsonaro has been sentenced to over 27 years in prison after being convicted of plotting a coup to remain in power after losing the election in 2022. This dealt a strong blow to one of the world's prominent far-right populist leaders, making him the first former president in the country's history to be convicted for attempting a coup. Bolsonaro's supporters had hoped for America's help in overturning the ruling. On the other side, his opponents took to streets and captured bars in the capital, singing, dancing, and lighting fireworks. Demonstrators also celebrated Bolsonaro's conviction, calling it justice.
On behalf of the 700,000 people who died during COVID, today they rest in peace. Justice has been served.
What we expect from the U.S. is help. We are asking for help from the U.S., a country that has a history of fighting communism and has seen that the injustice here is clear and has already crossed the borders of Brazil.
U.S. President Donald Trump expressed his surprise at Bolsonaro's conviction and called the verdict a terrible thing.
In Brazil, Bolsonaro was just found guilty by the Supreme Court. You've been very clear that you would apply sanctions. Are you thinking further sanctions to Brazil because of this Bolsonaro?
Well, I watched that trial. I know him pretty well. Foreign leader. I thought he was a good president of Brazil. And it's very surprising that that could happen. That's very much like they tried to do with me, but they didn't get away with it at all. But I can only say this. I knew him as president of Brazil. He was a good man, and I don't see that happening.
Trump had earlier called the case against Bolsonaro a witch hunt and slammed Brazil with tariff hikes, sanctions against the presiding judge, and the revocation of visas for most members of Brazil's High Court. Amid the trial, Brazil's President Lula da Silva said that Brazil teaches others how to practice democracy. Lula also briefly commented on Trump's tariffs imposed on Brazil and the implications that they could have in the coming days.
There is no provocation. Anything we do from now on is a response to the provocation made against Brazil. How do you think the President of the Republic of Brazil feels when the President of another country imposes a 50% tariff on his products, claiming that he has a trade deficit, when in fact he has had a surplus of used $410 billion for 15 years?
Besides attempts to engineer a coup, Bolsonaro has also been found guilty of leading an armed criminal organization, of attacking democracy and causing damage to federal property and protected cultural assets in Brazil.